It was impressed upon me at an early age that I would go to a college of some sort. And that was because my parents in that greatest generation understood the value of a college degree.
One of the other good experiences that I had here and felt that I had a leg up on other classmates that I had, frankly, that went off to particularly other larger universities was class size and the quality of the teaching experience.
At the time, Dr. Hopper, who was the Dean of Engineering, he was very focused not on just what's good for the university, but what's good for the student. When I was struggling a little bit with my grades, he came in, he said, look, don't worry.
And just like most people, we take for granted the gyms that we have in our backyard. And so I thought of Lamar as kind of an afterthought, but that was really the vehicle for me to get the education I needed.
Well, I actually didn't plan to attend Lamar University in the beginning, but then I took a tour of the campus and looked at the HR program, and it was a very solid program, excellent professors, and from there decided that where else can I get the specialized attention? My professor looked at us more than just a student. He wanted to make sure we received individualized attention to ensure that we really knew going into human resources management what to expect as an employee, as well as someone who wanted to make that a career path.
So I think that's what Lamar brings. It brought a lot of one-on-one. There were years after I left that other professors know me and know me by name, and I would come and talk to them. So there was that camaraderie between faculty and staff and students. I think that was important.
So I did a lot of research in Lamar and ultimately decided that Lamar was the right size for me. It wasn't too small of a university. It wasn't a mega, get lost in 50,000 student kind of experience either. It just felt, it was kind of the right size.
Most of us knew each other and we studied with each other. And so I really liked that social setting, if you will, as well as the educational process that allowed for a much smaller class and more interactive with the professor. And I think these professors generally were more focused on the development of the student and getting us ready to go into a workforce.
I would say one of the unexpected perks of being a Lamar graduate was the huge network of colleagues that I met and continue to be in touch with all these years later, not only in the local area, but also across the United States as well as internationally.
Lamar has had and I'm sure has a good mix approach to the engineering degree. It's not so much theoretical or research-based program as it is maybe more of a practical type program. No doubt in my mind anyway that is because of its relationship and strong ties with local industry.
Many of us still stay in touch to exchange best practices, talk about what's going on in the industry, not only in the industry but also local politicians, city leaders, business leaders. It's a very tight network of Lamar graduates that you continue to call upon over the years.
We have a workforce over 500 at the Port Arthur facility, and roughly about 40% of that workforce has a degree of one sort or another from Lamar. As an alum, I like to see that the program is not just continuing, but growing in stature and recognition and all that sort of thing.
So we know what Lamar graduates, when they show up looking for work here, that they're going to be ready to make an impact in a short amount of time.
We've recruited from colleges and universities nationwide, and Lamar graduates are known to be hardworking, pragmatic students, many of which are already familiar with this area by the time they finish their graduate studies, and so it's an easy transition right into the industrial setting.
Generally what impresses me about the people that I meet from coming out of Lamar, they're very much the same way. You interview them and they have these high GPAs generally, but they're also very practical and down-to-earth people. It's not just all theoretical. It's somebody that can take that theory and put it to practice. It's a very practical person, and it's generally somebody that is involved in a lot of other things besides school. When we look at people, we want to see work experience, we want to see extracurricular activities, and we get that from the people that we see at Lamar.